Brown bear wood. That's a homophone wood, meaning it's got two different types of definitions, but they're spelled differently. Brown bear wood, it's busy down in the woods today. A little frustrated with my grammar students lately, but this book will frustrate nobody because it's so darn cute, and it's the modern day equivalent to, hey, can you find me? Because really, should today's pre-K, K, and maybe first grade kids, and even you crawlers, should you be looking for a beanpole kid, a beanpole person who is lost in a sea of other people just because they're wearing a blue and a red and a white striped thing? I don't even know what that kid wears anymore. But this is a seek and find book for today's kids. And you kind of hate to say that because it implies rather, that the kids who had books yesterday, it needed improving. Nothing wrong with that, but kids need books that belong to them and their generation. Just like the Goonies. It's their time down there. It's our time up here. Yeah, or whatever the heck that kid said. It's a seek and find book, that is really detailed. And it's kind of a seek and find with a bit of a poetic element. Hear me out as I say this, because the pictures are what do the heavy lifting. It takes a look at the anthropomorphic animals as they dig their way in the woods. Because as the title of the book says, it's busy down in the woods today. Because you got all these little animals going to work. They're going to the hospital to be doctors. They're going to the store to be clerks. They're going out to the yard to do some gardening. They're doing all sorts of stuff. And you've got on each page dozens upon dozens, maybe up to and over 100 different activities of different little critters doing cute little things that your ages, I'll say 3 to 7 years old, will lose themselves in doing. Effortlessly cute because it's got a bit of a homespun factor when you look at the art, even when you look at the cover. It's obviously made with a little more love than the average book. You look at the side of the book, and it looks like a book that maybe your grandparents had, but you've never seen anything like this because it's so detailed and so well done. And then you look a little more at the cover, and you're like, there's some gold imprints and bits and pieces of the leaves. But then I look at some of the characters, and some of the minute characters also have bits of gold in them. Oh, this attracts my eye. I'm going to open the book and see what happens. Oh, that's what's going to happen to those 3-year-old kids, those 4-year-old kids, all the way to you 7-year-old kids. You're in the doctor's office. You say, what's this book in front of me? It's busy down in the woods today. It looks like a kid book, but I'm going to open it up and read anyway. That's where the other part of the book comes in. And it's poetic. And you say to yourself, you teachers especially, kids don't like poetry. They like it when they're really young, when it's the sing-songy type poetry. But this poetry is not really as sing-songy, but it's still poetic. And it sets up the story for the critters, and it's busy down in the woods today because all the critters have a very busy day. They really do. This is the kind of stuff that if you're saying to yourself, this is obviously a baby book, I don't need this, you're right. It is a baby book for ages 3 to 7. But it's really cute, and it's big, and it's oversized, and it's better than some of the seek and finds you'll find out there. That's why we wanted to go ahead and take this and ramble on about these little animals, because the Brown Bear Wood series, it looks cute. Looks really cute. This is the first one we've seen in the series, but I think this is the 4th one in the series. So it says, hey, when the next one comes out, we'll probably give it a look too. Your kids will love this if they're between 3 and 7, and they like to be busy. That's any kid, anywhere. Brown Bear Wood, it's busy down in the woods today. Friends to meet, places to explore, and over 100 things to find. It's going to be super cute for ages. Ages 3 to 7. You 3-year-olds. Get down there now.